Philippine Scouts ay isang samahan ng mga aktibong kasapi ng kilusang scout sa Pilipinas na nagnanais maging isang tauhan ng media ngunit walang sapat na kakayahan, pagsasanay at kaalaman. Kami ay naglalayong magsanay at magturo ng tinatawag na responsible media practice sa mga kasapi nito at gamitin ang mga social media and video sharing platforms para mas mapakalat ang ideolohiya at aral ng scouting sa Pilipinas. Kasama rin sa paninindigan ng AMAPS ang pamumuhay sa matiwasay na paraan upang makamit ang Sustainable Development Goals ng United Nations. Nakapaloob rin sa AMAPS ang Pinoy Scout TV na isang online channel kung saan mapapanood ang mga scouting talk shows, vlogs, webinars na pinamumunuan ng mga AMAPS regular members. May ilang shows din naman na pinapatakbo ng mga AMAPS honorary members, bagamat ito ay hindi regular kagaya ng iba. Ang pandemya ay nag-uudyok ng malubhang kawalan ng pag-asa, ngunit hindi tayo mapipigilan ito. Nagsusumikap kaming magkaisa laban sa lahat ng mga pagsubok at hamon na dulot ng pandemyang ito. Kaming mga miyembro ng AMAPS ay inaanyayahan kayong lahat na sumali sa aming organisasyon upang mapalakas, mapatibay at mapayaman ang ating samahan. Kung ikaw ay may talento sa pagsusulat, pagsasaliksik, pag-uulat at husay sa pakikipagtalastasan, baka ikaw na ang aming hinahanap at dapat na mapabilang sa aming organisasyon. Sa inyong angking galing at talento, sa aming mga nabanggit na larangan, ikay magiging malaking tulong upang maisakatuparan ang aming misyon. Kung nais niyong mapabilang sa amin, i-message niyo kami sa aming Facebook page na Amateur Media Association of Philippine Scouts. Bukas ang aming page sa inyong aplikasyon at buong puso namin kayong tatanggapin. Muli, kami ang AMAPS, Media by the Scouts, for the Scouts. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.
Ayan, so magandang gabi po sa ating lahat at sabayan niyo po kami sa pagdiriwang ng ating kalayaan. So tayo ngayon ay nagdiriwang ng ika-123rd year of our Philippine independence na may temang Kalayaan 2021, Diwa sa Pagkakaisa, Paghilom ng Bayan. So ako po si Eagle Scout Neptune of outfit number 1019 from Victoria City, Negros Occidental Council. At ngayong gabi, ako lamang po yung solo muna ngayon kasi na-quarantine pa yung partner ko na si Dave. So, samahan niyo po ang Scout Heritage Night upang ipagdiwang ang kalayaan. Lalong-lalo na tayong mga Scouts, we are inclined with patriotism and our nation as well. So, bago tayo magsimula, yung tanong ko lang muna sa ating lahat na nanonood is, nakamit na ba natin yung tunay na kalayaan at this present time? Given na may pandemic tayo, with what's happening with our governance and sa social issues na kinakaharap natin. So let us ask ourselves, nakamit na ba natin yung tunay na kalayaan? Ayan, so let us begin by, of course, sharing and commenting your experiences sa nakalipas na 123rd Independence Day. So let us read some comments here first. Good morning naman mula kay John Mark Garunay Garado. Wow, good morning po, sir. And of course, to Sir John Mark Garado. And to Sir Zandral Dizon. Wow, good morning po, sir. Of course, to Sir, to Scout Cordy John Diaz. Good morning po sa inyo lahat dyan. Si Sir John Mark Garado is, last time I remember, nasa live din siya and avid commenter, avid fan ng Scout Heritage Night. So, good morning po and shout out sa inyo dyan. Happy watching. And of course, don't forget to support this stream and support Amateur Media Association of Philippine Scouts by sending us stars and of course, availing our merchandise, membership merchandise na limited edition lamang po. Ayan, good morning din also to Scout Chelsea Luis Sanuan. Let us start sharing this live stream para naman malaman ng ibang scouts na tayo rin ay kaisa sa pagdiriwang ng Independence Day, ika-123rd Independence Day ng Pilipinas. Ayan, so ngayong gabi, kagaya nga ng topic natin na kalayaan, ipagdiwang ang kalayaan 2021. Meron tayo ditong guest mula sa Iloilo Confessor Council kung saan siya rin ay seasoned seasoned senior scout, senior scout master or scout leader. So, hindi na ako magpapatupik-tumpik pa. Ating kilalanin at of course, let us all welcome the Field Scout Executive of Iloilo Confessor Council, ALT, CMT, Sir Leo D. Lau. Virtual round of applause.
Thank you very much, Neptune, Eagle Scout Purillo, for inviting me on this platform, including all the members of the AMAPs. First and foremost, congratulations to you young people for this wonderful idea that you have created this kind of platform that regardless of our situation, but still we could reach out on each other, sharing thoughts and ideas, talents, and everything. Congratulations. Mabuhay ang AMAPs.
Yes, thank you so much po, sir. Of course, this initiative also wouldn't be possible without our executive directors, scouting director for scouting affairs, officers, and of course, all the members o scouts na nagko-comprise ng Amateur Media Association of Philippine Scouts, and most especially to all our avid viewers, our avid fans, to all our commenters, and every scout that keep on supporting this said initiative. So let us set up the atmosphere, sir. Let us begin with our fast talk questions before let us begin with the formal discussion. So I have here a
Okay.
fast talk question, sir, wherein all you need to do is to choose or either choose one thing from the other, and some of the questions you need to answer or isasagot mo yung anong nasa unang lumabas sa isip mo po, sir.
Okay.
Without reasons, without any hesitations. Parang fast talk talaga. Okay, are you ready now, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Ayan, always ready si sir. And we also started early naman kasi medyo yung internet connection ko is troubled. Ayan, so let us begin with our fast talk question number 1. So, rover scouting or scout leader?
Rover scouting or scout leader? Scout leader.
Crew flag o thumbstick?
Crew flag.
Type A or type B?
Type A.
Wow. Putik o ilog?
Putik.
Push-ups or jumping jacks?
Jumping jacks.
Knot tying o pioneering?
Pioneering.
Drill o semaphore?
Semaphore.
Hiking o swimming?
Swimming.
What is your favorite pastime?
Running.
Wow. What is your the most favorite part of the day?
Most favorite part of the day. After lunch. Noontime.
Nakakaantok. Yes, nakakaantok, sir. What is your morning routine?
Running. Coffee and running.
Wow. The best jamboree that you attended so far?
Best jamboree there. The recently concluded National Jamboree. That was one of the best jamborees.
What is the most favorite part of the said jamboree?
Meeting new friends, and old friends as well.
Yes. And describe yourself in 3 words, sir.
Describe myself. I am a scout.
Ayan. And lastly, Itaas o iwagaway?
Itaas.
Ayan. So let us read some comments here also before we proceed with our formal discussion. Good morning to Sir John Joseph Tabladillo. And of course, good morning to our fellow AMAPS member, Ma'am Bianca May Elpedes. Good morning po, ma'am, and happy watching. Of course, meron din tayong member ng AMAPS yata na nagpa-shoutout watching from Iloilo. Si Sir yes, and Sir Surgeon Joseph Tabladillo. Wow, happy watching po Sir John sa Iloilo. Ayan, so let's proceed, sir, with the formal discussions. But before that, kamusta ka naman po dyan, sir, sa Iloilo? Of course, given the fact that we recently concluded yung 123rd Independence Day last June 12.
Okay, so far here in Iloilo, sad to say that we have been the Iloilo City has been declared uh, MECQ, no, last May 30 up to June 18, and as well as in the province of Iloilo, our provincial government has tightened the borders on each municipalities. So far as scouting is concerned here in the province and city of Iloilo, frankly speaking and honestly speaking, we've been really suffering from the challenges of this pandemic. But the good thing there in this situation that we have explored new areas, new venues on how to reach out to our young people and how to continue the noble cause of this movement, regardless of the very large amount of challenge, not only in scouting per se, but in the general social environment. So we're coping up, we're adapting, and we're still hoping that we could still shake hands with each other someday.
Someday, sir, hoping someday.
Yeah.
And of course, we have here the comment from YouTube. Sir Sid Castillo, good greetings from the Asia Pacific region. Wow! Happy watching
Greetings, Sir
po dyan,
Sid.
sir, sa ating APR. Thank you po. And pabati naman po sa mga scout mula sa QC. Wow! Happy watching po sa mga taga Quezon City Council. Ayan, and of course, sir, yung scouting had been more adaptive or flexible given this COVID-19 pandemic po.
Yeah. Ika nga, rising above this challenge defines who we are. So we are scouts. We souls and smiles under any circumstances. So maybe it's hard. Yes, it's hard, but definitely uh, this would this this couldn't take the organization down. But we could still stand strong and move forward.
Yes, thank you, sir. I agree with you. Marami tayong mga fans mula sa Iloilo Confederate Council. Sisilabasa na sila. Yes,
Love
sir.
you too, Sir Sid.
From Eagle Scout Organization of the Philippines, Iloilo, Sir Ma'am Karen Faith Hope Relator. Wow, good morning po sa inyo, ma'am. And from Negros Occidental Council, good morning po, Ma'am Mika. Ayan, so para sa inyo po, sir, ano yung kalayaan or paano natin maituturing na tayo ay malaya or may kalayaan?
Okay. So for me personally, believing that we have this independence is looking into ourselves and other people that we have the liberty to dream, uh, as well as the same liberty to achieve those dreams. So for me, independence is for us to be to have the freedom of becoming who we are. So that's the independence na. In a national context, independence is having giving freedom to the people, to becoming and to be wanting who they are. So I guess that's my simple definition of independence.
Yes, that's right, sir. You have the freedom to dream, freedom from any oppression. You have the freedom to live the life you wanted and of
Yeah,
course express yourself as we
yeah,
are in this democratic country na din.
yes, definitely.
At then we have also this question sa ating mga viewers or parang hamon na din. Yung question is, tunay na bang nakamit or tunay na ba tayong malaya? Ibahagi ang inyong saloobin sa ating comment section and we are happy to share or to read that thoughts later. Okay sir, so ano ang sa second question po, ano ang kaugnayan ng scouting sa pagdiriwang ng kasinlan ng ating bansa and ano ang kahalagahan ng scouting sa pagtamo nito?
Okay. So the significance of scouting in uh, this celebration is doesn't only end on the celebration itself. Doesn't only end on June 12th. It doesn't only start at May 28th. But the scouting movement helps the young people, or shall I say that the organization nurtures nationalism to young people. Uh, Nationalism that is nourished by the recognition of the past, the recognition of our rich history, the recognition of our rich cultural heritage, the recognition of the ideals, the principles of our forefathers, of those great men and women who fought for this freedom, who one way or the other created the history of the Philippines that we are enjoying the sovereignty right now. As as what the great uh, Carlos P. Romulo had said, and I quote, let us teach our young people again to be proud that they are Filipinos. Let teach them to realize anew that being a Filipino means having a rich and noble heritage of language, culture, patriotism, and heroic deeds as any nations on earth. So I believe our organization, it is more than just remembering the hard-earned freedom that we have. Uh, but in scouting, we are giving the opportunity to appreciate those heritage, those culture, those traditions, our rich and colorful traditions, the diversity of the Filipinos, the entire nation that creates not only our character, not only our courage, not only our braveness, but as well as the identity of becoming a Filipino. So I believe that's the significance of being a scouts, no? Identifying yourselves, identifying your roots, and knowing who you are so that we could move forward, not as from Luzon, not from Visayas, not from Mindanao, but we could move forward as a Filipino for the success of our nation, the Philippines.
Yes, ayan, nakakamangha talaga yung mga sagot and napaka-amazing ng mga remarks ngayon, Sir Lau. So, nakakabilib. And kahit if I am allowed to stand or para mag-standing ovation, kaya nga lang wala akong pantalon sa sa panglalim. I'm
Same here.
really,
That's a perk of virtual communications right now.
yes,
Uh,
sir.
we could wash our type A upper, but we could use anything down below.
Yes, nakakabilib. But then, one of the, yes, very well said. I agree with Elsie. Napaka holistic and impactful na mga words and statements ni Sir Lau. Kaya katulad na din ng sa scouting, meron tayong mga met badges, there's like Filipino heritage, citizenship in the nation, na in which yung mga scouts natin is nurture pa rin yung culture, yung history, and of course mga aral na connected na din sa pagdiriwang ng araw ng kalayaan natin. In which nasi-share din sa future generations, sa upcoming generations pa, yung diversity in scouting. Yes, and inclusion. Ayan. So, para po sa inyo, sir, ano ang mga gawain sa scouting na nagpapakita na ang kalayaan ay dapat lamang na ipagdiriwang or worth to be celebrated?
Okay. As what I've said before, that Independence Day is not just a day of celebration. It is not just a holiday. But this is the day that not only Scouts but we Filipinos remember the courage, the sacrifices of our great men and women who fought for our country. And this rich history could inspire us by the strength of the hearts of those people before, by their dedication, their willingness to serve, and it should be remembered by the Scouts today in the years to come. And this heroic act should be appreciated as much as we appreciate the freedom that we enjoy today. So Scouting remembers the sacrifices of our heroes. We appreciate the freedom through active citizenship, through social relevant activities, through the programs, the activities, through social understanding and responding. So the general outlook of Scouting itself is living on the freedom that we're enjoying today. And that freedom is the final process of the sacrifices of our forefathers. So I guess those are the specific things that this movement is trying to imply as we celebrate not only today's independence, but as well as celebrating the real freedom uh, by making our scouts be socially relevant, by making our scouts understanding the social culture, the social context, the problems, the advantages, the disadvantages, as well as on how to respond, not just as a scout, but as a person. So I believe that the entire educational process of scouting is worth saying that it is our part as a movement in inculcating this independence to our young people.
Yeah, so thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful remark again. And sabi nga ni Sir Scout J. Umali Sargento, Scout salute po si Leo Lau, one of my mentor in WSEEC at Mount Makiling. Wow, daming fans ni Sir
Sir
Lau.
Jay,
I couldn't have agreed more kasi nga sabi ni sa yung scouting reiterates voluntarism in which hindi lamang sa nature kundi socially aware or being socially inclined or volunteers in terms of flash floods, emergency preparedness, rescue, and other things na nakakatulong talaga sa scouting. And yung youth involvement ng bawat scout is parang kumbaga aside sa academic, meron silang extracurricular activities in which it helps them be holistically molded. Of course, being religious and spiritual.
yeah, we supplement on the holistic development of young people through through this activity, not only the educational objective of going to school, but as well as being socially educated of what's happening around and knowing what to do when things do happen.
Yes, sir. So, sa pagiging parte ng scouting po, sir, ano ang mga bagay o excuse me, pangyayari o mga programa na sa tingin mo ay inyong nagawa o iyong nagawa upang makamit ang pagiging malaya?
Uh, as as our discussion depends, the questions are getting harder. Yeah. So I guess uh, not only me, maybe everybody could agree that little things that we're doing, but as long as we're contributing to the development of everybody, uh, I believe it is a small step to freedom. I believe it is a small step to independence. I believe it is a small step to liberty. Uh, so being a scout leader, I believe I have contributed to uh, to giving independence to our young people. I could claim that right now that maybe I have given a part of my life to them to become a good person, that they may continue doing great things in their own little way, that they may shine in their own respective corners. No. Personally, my dream as a scout leader is looking into those young people becoming a valued men and women, a men and women of character, a men and women of integrity. No. So I believe that is my little way of giving my contribution to our country by helping each young people to become the best version of themselves. So hopefully I am doing it right.
Yes, sir. In scouting, the upbringing and the training of the child never goes wrong. Lahat talaga makikita mo as time goes by, yung mga scouts or Eagle Scouts, majority of them are successful in their fields. And of course, they are, kumbaga, nakakatulong talaga and beneficial sa society. Ayan, let us read muna sir some comments here. May
Yeah.
tanong yata
Okay.
may sagot na yata si Sir John Mark Garunay Garado sa tanong natin kanina. So sabi niya, para sa akin, ang tunay na kalayaan ay makakamit lamang natin sa pamamagitan ng pagtanggol ng ating gobyerno soberanya ng Pilipinas at pagtataguyod ng ating gobyerno sa malayang pamamahayag at pagtatanggol sa ating kalayaan bilang tao, bilang Pilipino rather, at pagbibigay ng pantay na hustisya, mayaman man o mahirap, bata man o matanda, may kapangyarihan man o wala at pagbibigay ng value sa ating mga kabataan. Wow, very well said. Thank you po Sir John Mark Garado for participating. Ayan nga. So, some of, keep calm po, yung mga sagot natin sa tunay na ba natin nakamit ang kalayaan, especially in these times. So, keep on answering po and just comment down your stories or your answers. Ayan, sir. So, lumalalim na talaga yung ating discussion. Pero may tanong dito, ano ang mga bagay na maituturing mong balakid sa pagkamit ng ating kasanlan? At paano ito maiugnay sa iyong sariling karanasan o paano mo ito nagawang malagpasan po, sir?
Okay. Balakid. So I believe hindrances in achieving independence is our belief, our will to do things, and maybe neglecting the lessons of the past. Because sometimes in achieving or in realizing our dream, if we wanted to become independent, if we wanted to achieve freedom, we need to believe that we could achieve freedom. And if we believe and we are convicted as a person in achieving that dream, it will turn that conviction into action. Diba? So, in general overview, we could only have learned the lessons of the past in believing that we could achieve something out of what we have dreamed of, and having that conviction and the willingness to act to reach that dream. Looking back into the deeds of the great men and women before, why did they lay down their lives for freedom? Why did they have sacrificed part of themselves for freedom? It is because they have believed that they could achieve freedom, and they have acted upon giving everything of themselves because of that conviction, uh, that regardless of laying their lives, they could still reach what they have dreamed of. So, as a person, my dear young scouts, if you're listening right now, let us learn the lessons from the past and move forward. Let us bring that lesson, be that our guiding principles, as well as believe on ourselves that we could do things more than just today, that we could do things every day until tomorrow. And having that conviction that we could reach our dreams as well as turning the convictions into actions. If we wanted to be free of something, let us believe that we could reach that and act on that and realize, and it will happen. So I guess believe, actions, taking lessons of the past uh, uh, experiences, and moving forward and looking forward. I believe that is one of the best way on how to overcome those challenges or hindrances.
Ayan. So thank you so much, sir. Napaka remarkable naman talaga ng remarks ni sir. And of course, I agree na sabi nga sa mga nabasa ko, there is no other greater enemy than ourselves. Wala na tayong ibang mas mabigat pang kalaban, kundi lamang yung mga sarili natin kapag hindi tayo naniniwala sa sarili nating potensyal or sa sarili nating kakayahan. And of course, yung isa pa nga sa mga kasabihan na kung sino yung hindi marunong lumingon sa pinanggalingan ay hindi makakarating sa paroroon. So, I agree with Sir Lau. We should always remember our heritage or our history, our culture, especially those who fought, who died for our freedom na tinatamasa natin ngayon. Because of them, tayo ngayon ay malaya, tayo ay may karapatan, tayo ay may sariling identidad. Yung culture natin, we celebrate our festivals, everything that we have is because of them. So we really need to be thankful, to be grateful, and to remember them always. So isa ito yung araw ng kalayaan, serves as a, kumbaga, commemoration sa kanilang sakripisyo, sa lahat ng mga aral na kanilang iniwan, mga legasiya, and sa buhay na kanilang tinaya para lamang makamit natin ang kasarinlan Pilipinas. So thank you so much po, sir. We have also comments here from Sir John Joseph Tabladillo from Iloilo. Sabi niya, walang tao ang ipinanganak na malaya sa mundong mapang-alipusta at wala ring tao ang habang buhay na lamang pipiliin ang magpa-alipusta. Ang tunay na diwa ng kalayaan ang pagkakaisa at paghilom ng bayan. Pero sabi nga la, ang paglaya ay may kasama responsibilidad. Yes. Very well said, Sir John Joseph. Isa rin yan yung mga, kumbaga, magpares. Yung kalayaan at responsibilidad.
Yeah.
What can you say po, sir?
No, definitely. No. We are dreaming to achieve kalayaan. But the question there is, once we achieve it, what now? We are dreaming to achieve independence. But after achieving independence, what now? So that's the example of Eagle Scout of the Dilio is very much relevant. That it takes a lot of responsibility to achieve something. So, ika nga, going away from independence, giving an example, ika nga ni Jack Ma, walang taong ipinanganak na mahirap. Then, I believe that kung mamatay siyang mahirap, kasalanan niya na yon. So, if we want to achieve, if we could relate that to freedom, diba? If we want to dwell into this kind of life, suffering from what we think, then it's up to us on how to act on up, diba? On how to stand, on how to do things that could be on our side, diba? So, very well said, Eagle Scout Tabladillo. Freedom comes with responsibility.
Yes, and sabi mo nga kanina sina dreaming and of course may action din. So we just dream to be independent. Kundi in our own little ways, let us show and let us work together to be independent, to be malaya aside from our friend invasions. Kasi yun, it is modern times, moderno na talaga, hindi masyado uso yung face to face or kumbaga bakbakan, giyera, kundi parang hidden na yung ang Cold War ba. Teknolohiya tayo bumabawi,
Yeah.
mga viruses, ganyan. Parang ganyan na yung gera ngayon sa modern panahon. So we really need to unite. Pagkaisa tayo sa pagpapangara or pangarapin ang kalayaan, but then we
Yeah.
should work together din also. Ayan, very well said po, sir. Thank you so much. So, another question. Sa iyong pagtahak sa isang landas na ipinagdiriwang ating kalayaan, ano ang mga inyo pong natutunan o inyong mga maaaring maibahagi sa mga ating manonood at paano ito maituturing na pamana ng panibagong henerasyon?
Okay. The realizations, learnings. In the celebration of our independence, it is important for us to identify or not to forget the significance of that independence to us Filipinos. Sometimes we have forgotten the significance of that independence. We just greet each other maligayang araw ng kalayaan. We just greet each other happy Independence Day. But sometimes we have forgotten the significance of that day, the significance of June 12th. What lies on that? What is the essence of that day to us as Filipinos? And to understand that not only the written names in history, but as well as there are many Filipinos who fought or gave their lives so that we could enjoy that sovereignty right now. Many Filipinos who have offered their skills, their talents, their lives, and to risk it just to achieve our independence. Each individual, each Filipinos, maybe we have a different ways of showing our love to our country. But I believe we could just appreciate just little things that we do in expressing that love. As simple as doing a good turn every day, as simple as just being a law-abiding citizen. In our own little way, we already act in showing our love. And according to, let me quote again this from Baden-Powell, as he said, that we will try to leave this world a little better than we have found it. Maybe that is the best, or maybe that is the legacy that I could leave to younger generation. I am trying to create a better tomorrow for them by serving our young people, by creating future leaders in their own respective chosen careers. My principle in life is living and leaving a legacy. Mamuhay ka at mag-iwan ng legasiya. So that when my life comes to die, there will be another scout leader, there will be another scout master, there will be another field scout executive that could cater and continue the program of this noble organization. So hopefully, you as young as today, you could also try to develop the sense of willingness to serve, as well as that could be your legacy. I am very much appreciable of the greatest mind of young people today, that you could do great things more than we could have did. So maybe that is one of the legacy that I could pass on to the next generation, is believing on the next generation that they could do better than what I have did today. Thank you.
Ayan, so thank you so much po, sir. more on upbringing and of course
Yeah.
investing time and efforts in our future generations in the hope that they too can make change, make this world a better place.
Yeah.
Wow, so napakaganda po sir and napaka nakakabilib. Very well said, yes. And of course, let me add also na we should also remember or kumbaga alamin natin yung excuse me, meaning behind significance ng celebration na ating or kumbaga ng ating ng araw ng kalayaan. Hindi lamang basta bumati ng Happy 123rd Independence Day para alam ko sa mga kabataan ngayon or sa mga youth like me para may my day, attend ng flag,
Yeah.
etc. without honoring the true essence, without remembering the sacrifices of our past heroes, um, of our of anyone na nag-volunteer, nagsakripisyo, and uh, nag-alay ng kanilang buhay sa ating bansa. So we should always remember, we should always educate ourselves about their efforts.
Yeah.
And of course, sir, we salute all Scoutmasters, especially in this pandemic. Hindi basta-basta yung upbringing or yung instruction sa mga bata kasi face to face lang. So it needs talaga to extend more patience, especially last time sorry, this pandemic hindi tayo wala tayong masyadong camping. So yung mga kabataan is medyo kumbaga hesitant to participate kasi walang jamboree, walang camping, medyo walang gana siguro. So but the scout leaders or scout masters, especially field scout executives and other council chairman na talagang pinipilit mag-activity or they find alternative ways, innovative ways para ma-engage yung ating young scouts. Just like Independence Day, last time may nakita ako na virtual yung activities nila during Independence Day. They conducted it via Zoom, online conferencing online conferencing apps, and other things na sa distance lang. Of course, we have comment here from Sir John Mark Garuna Garado. The responsibility of our freedom is in our hands. If we want freedom, we have to make it happen by doing something for our country because we can't just rely on other people. Yes. On other superpower country, to the military or even our government. Yes, that's right. We should also do our part, especially that we are scouts. We are committed to the 3 points of our duty. Duty to God and country, duty to others, of course, duty to ourselves. And let me add also na sabi nga nila, don't ask the government what they can do for you, but ask yourselves what you can do for your country. Ayan. So, of course, we have also our responsibilities. Sabi ni, sabi ni Sir John Mark, si Sir Leo Lau kamukha ng low prof ko sa UP nung first semester namin. Wow. Baka actually si Sir John
adding a note on that, on your statement, Neptune, no?
Yes.
Before, during trainings, especially on CLTCs, crew leaders training courses, I usually stress this point to all the participants. The success of a training course, or a success of a unit lies on the senior patrol leader. But the success and failure of the senior patrol leader lies on each member. Same is true in an organization. The success and failure of an organization lies on its head of that organization. But the success and failure of that leader lies on the members as well. So running a country, running an organization, running a troop, running a unit It's a mutual relationship from leadership to membership. So each and every one of us has its own simple uh, job and task to do for the success of our objective. Uh, so same is true in achieving the freedom. It doesn't only lie on our leaders; it also lies on the each citizens of the country. So hopefully, that's one of the dream that we wanted to achieve, that we could walk in the same path together as Filipinos, achieving one single dream in becoming a great country again.
Yes, sir. We are one. Sabi nga ng ASEAN na team. And of course, don't forget to all our viewers, you can send us stars in order to support Scout Heritage Night and AMAPs in functioning and of course in our operations. So, that's a great opportunity po, sir, for having you here in our
Yeah.
show.
Thank
And
you as
before
well.
we
Thank
end,
you as well.
sir, before we end, before our last session, I am encouraging all our viewers and our scouts to share or to answer our questions kanina na do we really need or nakamit na ba't natin ang tunay na kalayaan, especially this time? Kasi para sa akin, in my own view, yung pag-wear na face mask pa lang is hindi ka na malaya to breathe the same air. So kumbaga meron tayong nahahamper tayo ng ng pandemic, ng this coronavirus disease pandemic. So we are not free to move, free to do whatever we want. So parang we are constrained. We are isolated from others, from limited lang yung touches natin. So for me, we have limited freedom as of now. But with all our joint efforts together curb the virus, we will makamit natin ulit yung kalayaan. Purely malaya tayo sa face mask, sa face shield, sa pagdakap sa mga kasama natin or mga mahal natin sa buhay. And of course, our healthcare workers, magiging malaya din sa straight hours na duty, etc. What about you, sir? To answer the questions, nakamit na ba natin or tunay na ba natin nakamit ang kalayaan this time?
What do you think? No. Personally, the question there is if we truly are we truly independent? Are we truly free? Definitely yes. We are. We have the in general context of becoming a Filipino, we have the freedom to choose. We have the freedom to elect. We have the freedom to vote. We have the freedom to be educated. We enjoy the rights of every Filipino citizen. And speaking of these situations right now, even myself, I was very much depressed of what is happening, especially last year, 3 months after the, what they call this, 3 months after the declaration of the pandemic. I believe that was March 15 here in Iloilo. I am very much in denial of that time. I am saying that only if the government have done this, have done that, have done do. I am really blaming no, the government of inaction. But as time goes by, no, even though I am blaming somebody because of what's happening, but looking into myself, I started to buy coloring books. I started to buy extra tools for carpentry. I am starting to buy uh, extra tools for metalworks. No? And all my life last year, I am just sitting here in my home doing something different than I usually done before. I am learning on how to do carpentry. I am into knife making. I am practicing how to weld. I am practicing how to the not typical me doing another thing else. And as this pandemic goes on, I am looking at this. I am not looking this as a problem, but as a challenge. as a person, how can I overcome this challenge? What if this will not end? What if it will take more years for us to adapt? What if there will be no, the vaccine is not effective? What if quarantine protocols are not effective? So I am talking to myself what I can do as a person, or how can I deal with those things. I will not just dwell into misery of suffering this kind of problem right now. Uh, so speaking of independence, independence in general is a very large idea to understand. It depends on each person on how to define independence. It depends on uh, it depends on each person on how to see independence in their own perspective. But personally, no, personally, yes, of course, Filipinos are free. Filipinos are independent. We just don't know how to use them. We have been given the all the rights in the world to become a free country. So hopefully that we could materialize, we could realize, and we could accept that responsibility as a Filipino on how to enjoy that independence. So maybe each and every one of us will agree to disagree. We have different perspective, we have different views, different opinions, but we're looking into one special place to become a free Philippines, regardless of our ethnicity, regardless of our colors, regardless if you're from Luzon, Visayas, or Mindanao, regardless of your political view, regardless of your personal perspective, regardless of your understanding of what is happening. Uh, Let us just look into one place. Let's just create this world. Let us just create this country a better country, not only for you, not only for me, but for all of us Filipinos. So that is a challenge for each and every one of us, and that is the beauty of diversity. That is the beauty of conflicting principles and ideas. Uh, Contrast of colors creates a wonderful painting. So hopefully that even though that a lot of Filipinos are in contrast right now, no, we contradict in this kind of idea, we contradict on that kind of idea, but let us capitalize on that contrast. Let us develop, let us rise above or even beyond what we have been challenged right now. Uh, Always remember that we are Filipinos, we are free, and we could still be free. Thank you.
Yan. Thank you so much po, sir. Napaka-wonderful, another wonderful remarks. And we have the question here from Sir John Mark. Sir Leo Lau, can I ask ko lang po, kung bibigyan ka ng one-year term, any government office, ano po ang pipiliin niyong posisyon at kung ano ang mga una niyong ipapatupad para makamit po natin ang ninanais na
Can I
layaan?
answer that in private? No. Actually, di ba, I believe last year there were Facebook posts, no, asking if you were into this kind of position in the government, what will you choose? Then some of my friends asked me, and I answered them, no, I will not choose anything because I don't want to, maybe, baka mananalo ako, no. But definitely, no, if I were be given a position in the government, even though how high that position is, no, I may be a good, I maybe have a good idea, but the idea wouldn't fit to everybody. And again, running a government lies not only on a specific leader, uh, running a municipality doesn't only lie on the mayor. Running a province doesn't only lie on the governor, and so on and so forth. Uh, it lies on the environment. It lies on the demography. It lies on the internal and external factor of the society. It lies on your machinery. It lies on your resources. It lies on the people. It lies on the demography of your constituents. But now, to answer your question, if I were be given a chance or one position in the government, I will make scouting part of this government. Yeah, I will make scouting part of this government. But if you want the specific details of some of my tasks in the government, maybe you could PM me. No, just kidding. No. Uh, Seriously speaking, every policies in the government are in place. Every uh, policies that could help, policies that could alleviate sacrifices of the Filipinos, policies that could give chance to each and everyone. No. Maybe it takes a lot of effort for each and every one of us on how to really deliver, no, to those policies that put it in its proper places, put the resources on its proper areas. So maybe we have concerns. Personally, I have disagreement with what is happening right now, the government. But I have no choice because I am a Filipino. I need to do things for the Philippines. And hopefully, uh, again, we could learn on those lessons. We could learn from the experiences and again, practice our rights, practice that freedom to choose, practice that freedom to vote. So, uh, yes, uh, if I will be president of the Republic of the Philippines, I will make scouting part of the government.
Ayan. So thank you so much, sir, for answering the question from all our viewers. And of course, good morning to Sir Kevin Ekat. Well, good morning po, sir. Also to Sir Paul Kevin Padolina. Good morning po. And to conclude, sir, what what would be your message to all our viewers tonight?
Uh, okay. Before giving my message again, I would like to thank each and everyone to those who have participated on this conversation. You know, uh, I know that uh, each and every one of us has our own idea of what independence is. That's the reason why that I am keep on telling that I am very much amazed of how wonderful the minds of young people are, uh, on how critically you think, on how you perceive on the situations being laid down in front of you. And I believe that we are on the right track as an organization doing such thing, giving you the freedom to becoming the best version of yourselves. So my dear young scouts, to end, you are or we are never who we are. Every day we gain new experiences, we meet new people. Every day that experiences that we learn will always create us to become a newer version of us. Same true with that celebrating independence. It was already 123rd Independence Day celebration. From the first declaration of independence, we have become a new version of Philippines that we have become of what kind of Philippines that we have right now. For 123rd year, uh, this is the product of the experiences from the first declaration to the second to the third up to now. This is the result of the experiences, of the happenings that we Filipinos had faced before. And uh, hopefully, that we could learn again from that past lessons and could be that our guiding principles to creating another new version, not only of new version of Philippines, but new version of Filipinos. Filipinos that are makajos, Filipinos that are makatao, Filipinos that are makalakakalikasan, Filipinos that are makabansa, Filipinos for Filipinos, Filipinos helping Filipinos. Not only in Luzon, in Visayas, in Mindanao, but as one country, Philippines. You are not, I am not Ilonggo, you are not Bisaya, you are not from Mindanao or whatsoever. I am not Christian, you are not Muslim, you are not Lumaj, but we are Filipinos. Let us create a better Philippines for each and every one of us. Let us uphold the freedom that our forefathers given to us. And the question there is right now, for 123 years, where will we take that independence? Saan natin dadalhin ang kalayaang ito? For 123 for 123 years, what we will do about this independence? What we will do about it today? What we will do about it tomorrow? So to end, as you are giving me questions, I will end and give you questions as well. What would you make of this independence? And if you are not independent, what will you do about it? And lastly, what will you do once you've got it? So my dear young scouts, the listeners of the nice live stream, hopefully uh, that we could turn that freedom from to freedom to, so that we could move forward as one country, as one nation, as one people, uh, and hopefully we could live again a better Philippines to the next generation. Mabuhay ang AMAPS, mabuhay ang Boy Scouts of the Philippines. Thank you very much. Congratulations to each and every one of you. This is a very much worthwhile platform for us to discuss and share and exchange ideas. Now, hopefully that we could do this more often. Hopefully that we could sit someday drinking coffee with each other and sharing ideas physically. Thank you very much. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Mabuhay all those watchers, those who participated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mabuhay tayong lahat.
Yes, very well said, sir. Yung challenge niyo, sir, is napaka-powerful for all our scouts. Ano yung gagawin natin sa kalayaan at ano natin makukuha yung kalayaan na inaasam natin. Wow, thank you so much po, sir. So, sabi nga ni Sir Ekat, thank you, Sir Lau, for believing in what we call young minds. Yes, contrasting ideas. Ay, sabi ni Sir John Mark Carado, ako sir, naniniwala ako sa sinabi sa akin nung high school, school camp kami ng aming scout master namin ni Mr. Bolima. Scouting can make the world united and better again. And scouting can make the young generation not good, but the best for our country. Yes. So, panahon na ng pagbati, sir. Baka gusto kayong batiin or shout out.
Um, to the scouts, all the scouts of not only of Iloilo Officer Council but of the entire Boy Scouts of the Philippines. Uh, let's hold on. We could get through this. Uh, Again, let us rise above the challenge of COVID-19. The Boy Scouts of the Philippines is very much alive. Scouting is very much alive. To the Scout Masters, the Scout leaders, thank you for still uh, giving much of your effort in these challenging times. So hopefully, and I pray that we could get over this challenge. Hopefully, that through the effort of the citizens and through the effort of everybody, we could achieve the freedom from COVID-19. And again, thank you very much. Happy Independence Day to all. Stay safe and God bless. And mabuhay ang Boy Scouts of the Philippines. Thank you.
Very much welcome po, sir. And of course, I would like to take this opportunity to thank also si Lau for accepting the challenge to be our guest for tonight for our Scout Heritage Night, ipagdiwang ang araw ng kalayaan. And of course, to all our viewers who actively participated in this live stream, who shared, who commented their experiences. Maraming salamat po sa patuloy na pagsubaybay sa Scout Heritage Night at sa Amateur Media Association of Philippine Scouts. So sana po ngayong gabi ay may tutunan po tayong aral mula sa mga experiences and insights, remarkable statements ng ating guest for tonight. And sana ito ay baunin natin bilang aral sa mga susunod pang henerasyon. So ako pong muli si Eagle Scout Neptune Ipurillo of outfit number 1019 from Victoria City, Negros Occidental Council. And maraming salamat po at magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Paalam po.